1 year. 1 entire year. 1 year marks the beginning of me starting YouTube and publishing that Half-Life 2 VR mod video. And that feels like so long ago. It genuinely does. It's only been 365 days since I posted that video, and yet we have grown in so many ways. I hit, what was it, 30,000 views? And then I hit another milestone of 50,000 views. And now we have almost 100 more subscribers, and we're close to hitting 500 subscribers. Wow, by the way, mentioning this, by the way, typically YouTubers that have 500 subscribers only get about a single digit numbers of views. But consistently, the views that I get are in the double digits or even in the thousands. That is crazy. I don't know if it's just like wild faith or optimism, but that tells me that really does tell me that even right now, as small as I am, and the struggling that I've been doing of trying to consistently put stuff out daily, it will pay off in the end, because you can see it. You can see that, like, despite how small the subscriber base is, it cracks through the algorithm. I have friends who aren't subscribed to me, but know that I do YouTube, and they have seen my videos come into their For You page. Not their For You page, their recommended. And I think that's so wild, because my videos are so far and away different than what they offer. I've had people who I don't really talk to regularly that know I do YouTube come to me and say, "Yo, I saw you on YouTube. Your video came to me my recommended." And that is wild. That is wild. And I wanted to spend this video specifically celebrating that. Genuinely celebrating that. I might have some B-roll. I might have like Subway Surfers in the corner or whatever. Or something or other along those lines. But man, looking back at some of my first few videos, yeah, I can't believe that my videos did so well and got so many views, despite the fact they were utter horseshit. Like, not even in the fact of, like, editing. I think the editing was fine. It's the fact that the encoding bitrate I had on OBS was really low for some reason. I don't remember why I set it so low, but it caused all of those videos to be grainy as fuck. So grainy. They were so compressed. like whenever I played My House and I did the complete thing of exploring it, it was reduced down to like atoms. But people still watched it and were like, "Yeah, this guy's kind of funny." But man, your audio and your visual quality sucks ass. And I didn't realize that. It had, for a month, it had been like that. And then there was the entire thing with my mic. But my microphone. Right now, hopefully right now, you can hear me properly. For like a month, it didn't work. It like my microphone had its gain down so low because I was so worried about like background noise that no one could hear me. But then the gameplay in the forefront was so loud. So loud. It was wild. And I don't use Audacity to record two channels at once. It's a big hassle, really, and it doesn't really offer me much that I can't just do by doing settings correctly. Especially because my computer's on a little bit on the older side. I have a 2060 Super, which is fine, but my motherboard is a little older. So it takes a long while for videos to render, especially the way that I do them. Which, a little peek behind the curtain, I actually, the way that I record is I use this camera here, but it's connected to OBS, and it's at 3840 by 1080. So I have one here and then one here, and then I pull those into Premiere and I crop out one of them, and then I just do edits with those. It'd be way easier, and would save a lot of rendering time to just have a proper camera, which is what I really want to get. I want to get a proper camera because this one is a fisheye lens. That's why my face can like look a little like weirdly uneven. It's the same issue with iPhones, where like your face can look weird. Despite no, I've never like really posted a picture of myself, but if you've seen like my like when I was in the hospital, my face looks like completely normal. Like it looks like this instead of on this camera for some reason in iPhones. It's like it's weird. But yeah, I I spend a lot of time constantly trying to get better at what I do. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to get a video. I need to keep the flow going. I need to keep on going. And so far, I only missed a video this week, and before then, I had I hadn't posted in an entire week, and then before that, I went like almost 2 months uh, without actually missing a daily upload, and it paid off. It really, really did. Um, and I can tell that the way that my editing works, it gets way, way better. Because I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that does hypercuts all over the place, and it's a real. The way that I like to edit is I like it to complement me, right? Because you always see these hypercut, like speaking really quickly and everything like that, and like I have ADHD, right? So I get that I can talk really fast, and a lot, but I don't do it. I don't edit around that to overplay that, right? Because people will do that just to keep people's attentions, right? But if you have a good personality and like are actually engaging, you you will keep people watching you. And it's kind of unfortunate that like some people will just play a game and or like try and do gaming videos or any type of video and they just don't talk and they just sit in front of a camera. Like you're selling yourself, right? Not in a bad way, but like you're giving yourself out to the world, and want people to be entertained by you or to come look to you and so on, and also enjoy what you do, kind of like how someone likes being an author or likes the authors of what they do and so on. And that's the same thing with YouTube. I actually have something here, of talking about why I do this, and I think this is a perfect time to talk about it. I do YouTube. I chose to do this because in my life, employment is really hard. It genuinely is, with a lot of the stuff that's going on in my own life, and also just how the economy is where I live, and especially the state that I live in, and everything around me it's either temporary or it's soul sucking. And I am super grateful to be in the position that I am, um, to be able to pursue this, and I will always be grateful for that. Um, and I wanted to take a leap and to try and do this, a dream that I've always had, because being a content creator or a creative, as I like to say, because only calling your videos content just doesn't feel right. Um, it's about freedom. It genuinely is. It's about you being yourself or putting yourself out there to the masses, right? It's like publishing a book. It's it's almost like, how back in the day people would break away from the grain and would go out to do what they wanted in hopes of doing something great. And in the digital age, that's what this is. That's what this career, I don't like calling it a career, but it is about. It's about you going out into the world and doing what you wish and hoping you gather people along with you that support you and also hold you up, and you are also giving to them something that they enjoy, and they're giving back to you not sometimes money, but also just the gratitude and the praise and all the other stuff of enjoyment, right? It's the same idea of how like a leader gets back from the community that they lead, or like a council or so on, of the people being grateful for them. It feels a lot like that. Uh, and I do YouTube because I want to be able to make the money so that I can also support people around me. I want to be able to buy the things that I wanted to buy ever since I was a kid. But at the same time, I want to use the platform that I have to do good in the world. Um, like if I were to get suddenly $10 million, a lot of that's going to charity. Genuinely, a lot of it is. Like, a lot of it would obviously go to help make these videos do better and so on, and would also be put into my family, but it would also be going into the community around me. Um, and I would want to make sure that that money goes into good places while I'm also using it the way that I want, right? Because I don't want to just hoard. I don't want to. I don't want to just spend it on Lamborghinis and all this other shit. Despite the fact that would be really cool, but I want to make sure that any surplus is that won't do any good just sitting around goes into proper places that helps, right? And it's also because of the creativity and the freedom that this allows me to do. Like, it genuinely allows me to be my purest, unadulterated form of self. It really, really does. It's like being a writer. It's like being an explorer, right? Or being like one of those people that would, in a long time ago, how they would get on a ship and then they go off and they're like, I don't want to be just here anymore. I want to go out and explore. But yeah, my plans for the future is I want to do more games. If you have any recommendation for games, leave them down in the comments. Really, truly do. Put them out in the comments, and I'll see if I can come around to scrounging up the funds to play them, or if they're demo, they're free to play, or so on, or other ways. Then there's also more talking videos that I want to do. Genuinely, I love talking. I know I've mentioned in my videos that I don't like talking about meaningless stuff. I like talking about stuff that matters to me. That's why I was doing the Yap sessions. That's why I was doing talking about the state of the world, and that rant that I did about the tragedies in the world. And that's why I mentioned freedom, is because doing this allows me to do that. I don't want to have that YouTuber facade. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to have that YouTuber facade, right? I like being myself. I like being the truest form of myself. Not somebody that I try to be or anything like that. I like being myself and growing and learning and doing and all this other stuff, right? And if you enjoy that, then that's even better, right? If you enjoy seeing me being me, and you get entertainment or you get satisfaction or whatever from watching me, that makes me happy. And if you want to support this, here's another thing on my list here. I have a Cash App. Like I said, where I live, employment is very hard. It truly, truly is. It's either temporary or it's not going to really do anything good for me except for scrounge up some cash. And that's why I have a Cash App. And I've already gotten some donations. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for those donations. People haven't left comments about it. They didn't even leave a comment on the Cash App. They just sent it The most, I think one of them said like, good videos, keep it up, and that was it. And it attached to it was like $40. It was crazy. Um, and I've been thinking about starting a Patreon. But Patreon is a little weird. Not because it won't help me, it definitely will, but it feels weird opening a Patreon just to have a means of income whenever I don't give something back to you guys. I remember I had a Patreon for a little bit and I took it down like the same day, and all it was like, buy me a sandwich, buy me a green tea, show support, and like that's all it was. And I was like, I was trying to come up with incentives. Well, I'm like, my background stuff isn't that much. I don't have a Discord server that would be exclusive to Patreons. Um, and I don't want to like do one of the things where like at the end of the videos I have a scrolling list of names. Like I would love to do that, but at the same time I feel like that there's a point in the future where I would get so big that it becomes almost unfeasible to actually fit everyone in, and then I'd feel bad, right? Um, like even if I started putting them in the description, it would start being really hard because eventually I would just come to the max number of people. I mean, I guess I could put it in a Google Doc or something like that, but who knows? But yeah, if you want to support, that's one of the ways to support me, and it will help. It will go towards making this better, whether it be getting a new monitor, getting a new camera. Hell, if it's just making myself happy by buying some worldly pleasures um of just like buying some shit to because the autism on my brain really makes me love stuff. I love stuff. I love having stuff. So being able to buy stuff is great. Other than that, next on the docket is live streaming. I think live streaming would be really fun. I think that would be a very cool endeavor to go out to. But the thing with it is a lot of it is already like not cornered, but it's already pretty set in stone. The creators that are there, right? You got the newer generation. There are some people that are stepping away now that would allow me to potentially slip in, but I like doing YouTube because I like editing, and then I also like having the upload. But I would also love to do live streams. I would love to do like chatting videos of just talking, because I'm a big fucking yapper. I talk so much. And I would love to have like discussions, whether it be like kind of deep or philosophical or anything like that, or just talking about like what our favorite animes are, and other things like that. Like, I think that would be really fun because I don't like it when content creators and creatives view their audience as numbers. I do not, because you are not a number. You are a person who took their time to watch this video. You spent your time to click and watch this far into this video of me celebrating 1 year on YouTube. And that is more than a number could ever do. I do not want to view my audience and the people that follow me and support me as a number. I like to interact with people. I love to talk to people. I love just to get to know people, right? Whether it be on a surface level of audience like this, or whether it be finding new friends. I think both of those are great. Obviously, there are issues of parasocial stuff, and that would that would be that. I don't want that to ever really happen because obviously we're not friends. But you are not a number to me. That's what I believe, and I will always be grateful for the people that support me. But yeah, other than that, there's another thing here. The best part about YouTube, to finish and say another thing, is it is unlike anything else in the world. It is truly a wild land. And I know I saw someone say the other day that making it big on social media is the same thing now as how people wanted to make it big as an actor back in the day or as a writer. And yes and no. They said it negatively because it's like, oh, well, you have no hopes of actually making it big or anything like that. Like when it comes to Hollywood, yeah, because there's already families bought out and you need money to get in and have your in. But when it comes to being like a writer, no. You just have to have a good story to tell. And people will be like, oh, this is a nice indie writer. Um, or whenever it comes to YouTube, it is you. This is not a thing of making a This isn't some fucking like like capitalist thing of like hoarding and only doing one thing, and then everyone else tries to do the same thing. No, it's almost everyone is bringing something different to the table, even if they seem similar on the surface as a genre of makeup channels or vlogging or other things. That is only a surface level similarity. But deep down, everyone is bringing something different, and they can garner their own audiences and their own communities, as opposed to it being like that before, where it is just one something, and it is able to be cornered and so on, and make it hard for people to break through. It is hard for people to break through, but not in the way that would be hard for somebody that comes out with a new Coca-Cola mixture to try and make it on the market, right? It comes down to you and what you put out. Yes, there is other things like trends and following trends and other things, but we've seen this time and time again. Like, hell, look at Minecraft. Minecraft started off like that. It started off as a small indie game that people hopped onto and started making it big despite the fact it was very niche. And then it exploded into the most popular game of all time. It happened with things like Fortnite, where it was kind of niche, but people garnered an audience with it, and then it blew up. It can happen like that with everybody. That's what happened with people like Jacksepticeye, or Markiplier, or Corey Kenshin. They were playing games that other people were playing, but were also doing things that other people weren't doing, and it garnered an audience. It garnered a community. It garnered people wanting to watch them for them, even if they were doing what other people were doing. And that's the amazing thing about YouTube, and that's kind of like how I think the world at large should kind of work. It shouldn't be about like people just doing one thing that everyone else is trying to do. It should be kind of communal. It should be like some people are doing the same thing, but there is no real competition or anything like that. You could go to Mr. fucking Milky Mayo and get the same milk as you would get over at another dude, but because you like the dude who sells this more and you think it tastes better, you might go to him instead, but other people might go to the other person. It's great, and it allows people the freedom to live and to do what they want. But yeah, how long have I been recording here? 23 minutes. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other things of what to talk about. Besides just saying thank you, really, thank you. I want to get bigger on YouTube. I want to garner more of an audience. I want to be able to make this successful. I want to be able to allow people to come to my videos and be like, this guy's entertaining, this guy's funny, or this guy is saying shit that I like, or being like, this is, I vibe with him, and I just want to follow him along and follow along on his journey and other things. Whatever it may be, I want to give that to people while I'm also doing what I want. If it helps you on a bad day, then amazing. If you need to hear somebody speak out about something and you're finally hearing it from a person like me because I like to use my platform for good, then so be it that way. And if you don't like seeing people that play a certain game a certain way, but I play it a certain way that you enjoy, then that's even great. there are so many different reasons why people would come to this channel, to me, and to what I do and enjoy it. And whatever that reason is, that's awesome. And I want to keep doing that. I want to be successful at that. I want to become one, like, the greatest, right? And not in the way of being like the richest or anything like that. I just want to be able to say that I became great. And I believe that I can. I have the confidence that I believe that I will make something of this. Maybe if it's only 1 million subscribers, maybe if it's 10 million. Shit. I overtake Mr. Beast one day. Who knows? If it's something, then that's all I'll care about. But yeah. Thank you again. You guys help make this channel. I could not do it alone. I'm not just some solo dude out there. I wouldn't be doing this I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the people that support me and the people that watch and everything like that. And the people that leave the comments say, dude, this is such a breath of fresh air. Thank you. Liked and subscribed and other things. And there are haters. I mean, I'm surprised I got my first few haters because I was woke. Sorry, dude. I don't like it whenever people do bad shit. I don't like it whenever people are mean or bad or anything like that. If that makes me woke, you're not welcome here. See ya. But yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.